Today, we are evaluating composite functions. Composite functions. Composite is potentially a new word for us. Composite means like putting things together. We're going to put two equations together today. So, big thing to write down if you are taking notes by hand. This guy right here, right? F of g of x. Notice how I said that. I said f of g of x. It is not fog. I know it sounds like fog. It looks like fog, but it is not fog. I don't want you to say fog because I don't want your professor to laugh at you, to be honest. But mostly, I don't want, yeah, not fog. Gary, aye. Yes, not fog, but it looks kind of like fog, so you can use that to remember. Fog, f of g of x, right, is equal to f of g of x, right? Notice how I wrote it a little bit different without that open circle, right? It is not a closed circle like multiplication. It's an open circle, right? That's an open circle there. So essentially what we're saying here, if we have f of g of 3, that's going to be looks like this, f of g of 3, but instead of that x, we're going to have the 3 there, okay? So the steps, we're going to plug the number into the inside equation. So the one that's like on the inside of the parentheses. And then we're going to take that answer, we're going to plug it into the outer equation. So let me give you an example. Okay, this is our first example for today. We're going to use this one. If f of x equals 3x minus 5, if I'm writing it down, you should be writing it down. Then g of x is x squared. Then I need to find f of g of 3. So I'm going to write down f of g of 3. Notice how I transferred it into the parentheses version, right? These two things mean exactly the same thing. F of g of 3. Cool. So for this question, I'm going to start on the inside. I'm going to start inside my parentheses because PEMDAS says, the order of operations says inside parentheses first, right? So I'm going to do g of 3. So what that means is I'm going to take the g function, this one right here, and I'm going to plug in the number 3. So I have g of 3. So my g function is x squared. Everywhere I see x, I'm going to plug in the number 3. So instead of x squared, I'm going to have 3 squared. Right? So I'm taking out x and I'm putting in 3. What is 3 squared? 9. Yes, Emiliano. Melanie, I love your raised hand. Appreciate you. 9. It is absolutely 9. Thank you, Emiliano. Shout out to Mel for raising her hand. So I got 9. Right? So g of 3 equals 9. It's okay, Emiliano. Right? G of 3 is 9. Now I'm going to bring down my f function. I'm going to put f right there. Right? So I'm doing f of 9. So now I'm going to use the f function. All right, the f function up here. My f function is 3x minus 5. And I'm going to take out 9. I'm sorry, I'm going to take out x and I'm going to put in 9. So I'm going to take out the x and I'm going to substitute in the 9. So now I'm going to have 3 times 9 minus 5. I'm taking out the x and putting in the 9. 3 times 9 is 27. Thanks, Melanie. Minus the 5. So 27 minus 5 would be 22. Thanks, Emiliano. 22. Just like that. So I would say that f of g of 3 equals 22. 22 is my answer. Is there someone brave enough who could raise their hand to come off mute to help us summarize what this process was? Can someone help us summarize what were the steps of this process? What were my steps?
Wouldn't it be identifying what x was and then just plugging it in to do the math?
Identify x. Yeah. How do I know what to plug it in?
Wherever x is, right?
Yeah. Plug it in wherever x is. Cool. And I have to do that like 2 times, right, Gary? Are you saying yes? I didn't see you.
Oh, sorry. It cut off for me.
Oh, that's okay. I have to do it 2 times, right, Gary?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have to like do it 1 time and then I basically have to repeat my steps again. For sure. Thank you, Gary. It's awesome. So I have to do it twice. Are we ready to see another example? Ready to see? Let's try a second one. All right. Gary, drop a +2 in the chat so that I don't forget to give you merits. Good job. All right. So we have our f of x. If you're writing this down with me, we've got f of x equals -9x minus 9. We've got g of x equals square root of x minus 9. And we've got f of g of 10. So we have our important pieces. We have f, we have g, we have f of g of 10. All right, if you'd be willing to help me at any point during this problem, feel free to raise your hand. You can raise it now. I'll call on you when I need you. So we have, what part are we going to start with? Are we going to start with the f of g, or are we going to start with the g of 10? Which part are we going to start with?
G of 10.
G of 10, yes, thanks, Zephyr. So we're going to start with g of 10, right? G of 10 here. So I'm going to take the 10 and I'm going to plug it into the g function. G function is x minus 9 inside the radical. So I have square root 10 minus 9, right? I'm taking out the x, I'm putting in 10. Thank you, Samantha. I see you in the chat. So I have the square root of 10 minus 9 would be 1. Anybody know what the square root of 1 is?
1.
Yeah, it's 1. Thanks, Roxana, and thanks, Nayeli, in the chat. It's 1 because 1 times 1 is 1, right? The square root of 4 is 2 because 2 times 2 is 4. It's interesting. We'll talk more about square roots soon. Okay, so g of 10 turned into 1. I need to now drop down I need to now do f of 1. F of 1. So I'm trying to do f of 1. I know my f function is -9 x minus 9. So I'm taking my 1, I'm plugging it in where x is. I have -9 times 1 minus 9. -9 times 1? What do we got?
-9.
-9.
Yes, -9. We're subtracting 9. What do we get?
-18.
Yes, -18. Thanks, Roxana. Thanks, Nayeli. I think I saw Zephyr come off again. Awesome. Yes, if you would like to write the square root, Ms. Yama has a good thing to do. If you want to type the square root button in your like on your computer, you're going to press Option and V at the same time. Option and V. And I think we learned earlier what the PC version was, but I don't remember. You might have
It might have been Alt. I'm not really sure.
Oh, okay. Awesome. So there might be a shortcut for that as well. If you're on Desmos, there's also a button for it. So instead of like typing it into Google or something, you can also, if you want to, if you're on this screen, it's this button right here. So you can type in square root like that, square root of 1. Perfect. Thanks, Miss Yamanaka. That's a great reminder. Cool. Tell me, answer this poll. How are we feeling? How are we feeling after seeing 2 examples? How are we feeling about these 2 problems here? How are we feeling? Gary, I'm old. What does OP mean?
Overpowered.
Oh, overpowering. Got it. Is that a gaming term?
Somewhat, yeah.
Somewhat, yeah. Daryl says yes. I like it. It is super powerful. It's also what I think they're going to move to making the ACT online. And I heard they're going to have Desmos on it. Plus, Desmos is the calculator that they give you for the entrance.
Desmos made it kind of easy last time we were doing the practice one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because they like it's easy. It's much easier to graph on Desmos than it is on the TIs. Plus, way cheaper. So, side note, which is cool. Okay, I'm ending our poll here. This is where we're at. We've got most people feeling like a 3, or like the most people are feeling like a 3. We have some 4s and 5s, which is awesome. A few 2s. Cool. All right, team. Yeah, it is wild that we're supposed to take the ACT this year. I know. We'll get there. We'll get there. Okay, I am going to change this problem. So if you printed it, I'm going to change it. So go ahead and cross it out. We're crossing out this one. We're doing -4x squared plus 2x. I'm making it more complicated. Sorry. So cross out f of x. Right, cross out f of x. And we're going to use this f of x instead. Stephanie, Steph, thank you for letting me know, and you are awesome. Appreciate you. And also, can you email me about the access for semester 2? Because I totally spaced it. Stephanie, please. And thank you. Thank you. Okay, bye, Steph. Okay, team. So that's our f of x. We also have g of x. We're leaving g of x the same. So square root of x minus 8. And we are doing f of g of 12. All right. I'm going to cold call. Don't freak out, but be ready on your unmute button. Alan V. How do I get started if I start with g of 12? Alan V. What can I do? Nope, can't unmute. Alan R. Can you unmute? How can we get started with g of 12? Also can't unmute. See, this is why it's awkward, y'all. Can you press, if you are willing to be cold called, if you're like not too scared to be cold called and it's not too loud? Yes, can you raise your hand just like Zephyr just did? If your internet is low-key bad, yeah, I get it. I get it. Thank you to those people who raise their hands in order to be called on. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Yes. Okay. Amazing. Zephyr, how do we get started with G of 12? Leave those hands up, y'all.
Okay, so how you start is that you bring down what g of x is, which is square root x minus 8.
Okay.
And you're going to replace the x with 12, so it'll be square root 12 minus 8.
Okay.
And then I think it's subtract 12 with 8.
Uh-huh. Do you know what that
That's
is?
gonna give you. I'm like wait. Okay, wait. Hold up. 4.
Mm-hmm.
And then since 4 because square root is gonna be 2.
Perfect. You want to keep going or you want to toss it?
I'm gonna toss it.
Okay. Nayeli, you want to help us out?
Yeah, so then you bring down the f, so it becomes f of 2.
Okay.
And then you write the equation, negative 4x squared plus 2x.
Okay.
And then for every x you see, you plug 2 in it.
I love the way that you said for every x I see, I put in 2, right? Because there's 2 x's here. So I'm going to replace both of them with 2. Did I write it right, Nayeli?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
You want-
then from there, since it's 2 to the power of 2, it becomes 4. So then it's negative 4 times 4, yeah. And then for the 2 times 2 is you could just put plus 4.
Okay.
And then it gives you negative 16 plus 4.
Amazing.
And then your answer should be negative 12.
Negative 12. I totally agree. Totally agree. Thank you. Snaps for Nayeli and for Zephyr for helping us out on this one. Appreciate you. I see you with that hand up, Roxana. I appreciate you too. All right. Cool. All right. After seeing this one, how are we feeling? How are we feeling? How are we feeling? Go ahead and answer that poll question. All right. All right. We're sitting at 4s now, sitting at 4s, some 3s, some 5s, some 2s, just 1, 2. We're making it happen. Here we go. All right, last example. I want you guys to try it on your own. I'm going to have you try this problem on your own. All right. So we have f of x equals negative 3x plus 4. G of x equals x squared. And this time we're finding g of f of negative 2. So we're going to start with f of negative 2. So we have been starting with the g functions. This time we're going to start with the f function. All right, starting with the f function. I want you all to go ahead and try this one on your own. Send me a number that you get. Send me the number that you get as your answer. Send me the number you get as your answer. Try it on your own. I'll give you a minute. Right? If you're struggling on getting started, you're going to start with 3x plus 4, because that's the f function. All right, so you're plugging in that -2. Should get 6 plus 4 is 10. And then we're going to bring down our g, so it's g of 10. Remember, the g function is x squared. So we're going to take that 10, plug it in here. We have 10 squared. 10 squared is 10 times 10. We get 100. That's our answer here. Saw lots of 100s being direct messaged to me. Excellent job. Nice work. Nice work. All right, one final time. How are we feeling now that we've seen 4 examples? How are we feeling? Awesome. Looking good. From our poll, we're seeing mostly 4s. That just means we're ready to practice, right? Ready to practice our own. A few 5s, a couple 3s, but no 0s, 1s, and 2s. So glad to see that people are feeling more confident. For your homework today, right? If you do nothing else, I want you to at least turn in your notes. If you need to just turn in a picture of your notes on Canvas, like you didn't even download the assignment, that's okay. It's all right. Here's a hint though. I will send you directly to the assignment. So here is the assignment directly. Well, here's a Canvas page directly, so you have somewhere to submit it. For your assignment today, you're going to turn in your notes, and then you have three parts. The first part is your like handwritten part, right? So you have these 3 questions here, and then 3 multiple choice questions. These are ACT questions so that we can get started, get thinking about the ACT. And then for part 2, you have an option. Remember, option means or. We're doing one or the other. You're not doing both. Don't do both. It just takes more time. So you are either doing problems by hand or IXL. You can decide which one you like better. And then part 3, as always, is your checkpoint question or your checkpoint form. It is 3 questions. Right? 3 questions here. You do have optional feedback. We've changed a few things up this semester, so I want to get your feedback on it. If you can and you're feeling comfortable to offer some feedback, that would be awesome, but it is optional, so don't let it hold you back from turning things in. There is like 3 extra credit questions if you want them. I know a few of you really love that extra credit, so want to give you that option for it here. So 3 parts. I know it looks like a lot of pages, but it's just because the functions took up a lot of room. That's all. It just looks like a lot, but it is not. I'm going to stick around until 3 o'clock. Just a reminder that Miss Flores is helping people at her Zoom at 3, and I'll be back here at my Zoom at 3:30. So if you have any questions, you're welcome to. Miss Flores just dropped the link into her room if you need it. So you can stick around now. You can go to her room at 3. That is it for today. I will see you on Thursday. Don't forget to turn in your assignments. I want to see a higher submission rate today. Okay. Mwah, mwah, love you. As always, I'll see you all soon. Bye. Bye. Bye, Sam. Bye, Roxana. Bye, Zephyr. Bye, Miss Yamanaka.
I'm saying bye to the students.
Sounds good. Alan, yeah, just type out like, you don't need to type out every step because I know you're typing it, Alan. But do show some type of work. I don't want it to just go from like, I don't want it to just go from one to another. Are you not using your Chromebook, Alan? It's broken on your camera's broken. Oh, can you take a picture on your Chromebook? I know it's kind of blurry, but might be easier. Yeah, so if you want to take a picture, just like do your work and then just try to like, if you need to take a couple pictures so it's like less blurry, you can do it that way. Like where you're like one's kind of close. The best is just like to get the best lighting you can, like shine a light on it. You can try that. Or if you want to keep typing, you're welcome to. Just show me whatever your thinking is. Okay, for sure. You're welcome.